In this piece by LIADOV, we notice the marking at the top left for the tempo, and it says adagio. Quarter note is 54 beats per minute, and that is a little bit slower than the ticking of a second hand on a clock. So you can imagine this being a slow and meditative piece. As you notice, in the right hand, you'll hear a single note melody with some long notes in the very beginning, and as the piece progresses, you hear the right hand start including some more quarter notes, and then near the end of the piece, you hear the right hand taking some triplets and incorporating the melody into certain notes in triplets. For the left hand, you hear a very smooth and rolling broken chord left hand part. This is different than the last LIADOV Prelude that we heard, where the left hand was providing some long held notes that was more like acting like a pedal, sustaining some sounds. And this left hand part is a little bit more interesting with what we call a broken chord, and that means that we don't see a whole lot of two notes playing at one time in the left hand. We hear instead one note played at one time. The third thing in this song that you hear is a rhythmic element that includes playing 2 eighth notes in the right hand at the same time as playing 3 notes in the left hand. For example, in measure 1, beat 4. And also the third line, first measure, first beat. This is often called 3 against 2, where you're doing the breakdown of one beat into thirds and then into halves. So mathematically, your hands need to be playing at different speeds, and you're also trying to subdivide each beat into 3 parts in the left hand and 2 parts in the right hand. This song finishes with 2 ritardando markings. As you notice on the last line, it says RIT, and this means a slowdown. And we hear the left hand blending into the right hand and kind of finishing off with a very beautiful single note with some sustained notes from the previous measure. You can also listen for the right hand really nice high notes sticking out as the melody in line 4, the second measure, and it continues where the right hand and left hand both have some really interesting notes that change the chords a little bit to make it less traditional sounding. Overall, I really like this piece, and I hope you guys enjoy it too.